Hello friends, Tanya here for Spellbinders, and today I'm going to take a Christmas die set and turn it on its head, and we're going to make a Halloween card. We've got the Flourished Ornament Slimline die set that just came out today, and it's got several awesome layering and detail components. It is a slimline set. I took the largest die and this beautiful detail and die cut that from some black cardstock. I'm taking the different ornaments. There's two different sizes, and each size has two different detail elements. And I have the Distress Mica stains for the Halloween series for this year. And I'm using 3 of the colors from 2 of the sets. We've got the Burning Ember, Wicked Elixir, and I can't remember the purple one. We're also going to use the Twilight, Twinkle Sparkle strip. That's from the Gnome for the Holidays collection that came out in August. We're going to foil this onto some black cardstock using the Opal foil, which is gorgeous. The only trick to this is remembering to keep the foil the right direction on your plate because it's see-through. So when I unroll it from my foil roll, I make sure that I keep it laying flat the way it comes off the roll, so I know which way is the right way. And I foiled this on a piece of 3 by 8.5 inch black cardstock, and then I die cut it with the layering die. Now the circles that are the background of this ornament were all sprayed with the Distress Mica stains, and they're going to layer behind those detail elements perfectly. I die cut the little hanger elements or top ornament topper elements several times, actually 2 times for each of the hangers that I'm going to attach to our ornaments, and I just layered those together so they had a little extra stability. Next, I'm taking the detail elements for our ornaments, and I'm layering them over the Distress Mica stain sprayed cardstocks. Now the orange and the green were sprayed onto white cardstock, and the purple was sprayed onto a purple cardstock. Both ways it turns out gorgeous. It does not take as much spray if you're spraying it directly onto a colored cardstock. I'm just using my fine tip on my Barely Art precision glue to attach these together, and I'm using a heavyweight block to keep them tightly sealed until the glue seals. I did stick with some very traditional Halloween colors, but I think they are just perfect. I love these deep jewel tones, and the Distress Mica stains, I still love them. I fell in love with them last year. I still love them this year. You could use the old colors if you wanted, or you can, if you have the new ones, take the opportunity to play with them. Next, I took a slimline card base. Mine happens to measure 3.5 by 8.5 inches. And I glued the largest piece that we cut earlier directly to the card front. And it does cover the entire front of the card. Next, I add a little bit of scrap paper behind the Twinkle Sparkle foiled piece, and I'm centering that on the front of the card just the way it was designed to be done. I love the way that opal foil shines and really looks like a night sky. Next, we're going to add the little ornament toppers to these ornaments, and you can put them on whatever part of the edge you would like. As you can see, I was spinning my ornament around to see where I would prefer that topper to be. Doesn't really matter, it could be anywhere. This particular ornament is a little more directional than the other 2. So I was trying to decide if I wanted where I wanted the curlicues to be. We have 2 kind of vine-like, swirly, filigree type elements, and one more of kind of reminds me of an iron gate, the way that it is formed for the ornaments. Next, we're going to use one of the add-on sets for the Sunday Drive collection. This is the Halloween Sunday Drive, and as you can see, there's a couple of small bats here. And then we have Mr. Skeleton with the body, the raised arm, and the head. And as you can see, I die cut the arm again and just trimmed it off of the body, and we're going to use that for the other side of his other arm. We're also going to use this sentiment that says "Hey Boo," and I die cut that out of some gray cardstock with the fine detail, and then the black cardstock for the background. We'll adhere those together so that they make a nice bold sentiment that fits in with this entire theme. And we're going to set that aside until we're ready to put it on the front of the card. And as you can see on that skeleton, I wanted the eyes to show through black. So I used a Copic marker, I think it was a C8, to color that to make it nice and dark. Then we're going to start assembling our card. I did add some layers of scrap cardstock behind these ornaments so that they layer up nicely. The green one only has 1 layer, the orange has 2 layers, and the purple has 3. And that makes it perfect for layering them up, and it builds that little stair step of dimension. I'm just adding the Bare Layer precision glue to the back of each of these and placing them the way I want them to. And we'll add a little coaster blank behind the sentiment, that behind the "Hey Boo." That you could use dimensional foam, you could use layers of cardstock. I just happen to have coaster blank, which is simply a pulp board that you can purchase that doesn't have any advertising on it. Now we're going to add our little skeleton. I tuck him up above the first ornament, or the green ornament, and then I take his lower part of his other arm and I glue that to the ornament so it looks like he's hanging on to the top of it, peeking out from behind. I love the way that adds such dimension to that whole scene. Next, we're taking our glitter cardstock die cut bats and we're going to scatter those across the top. It looks like they're flying above our little skeleton, and we have an extra skeleton head, and I decided to tuck that in between a couple of the ornaments. We'll adhere these bats down. I did keep 2 of the large ones at the top and 1 of the small ones, and we'll have the last small one at the bottom of the card. I had so much fun digging through my stash looking for different Halloween themed die sets from Spellbinders, and there are so many. I found several that I didn't even include in this card. I sure used a lot of stuff on this card. Speaking of, we have the Open House Boo from the Open House collection, and I'm going to use the 2 smaller ghosts from this set, and I die cut them from some gray cardstock. I have an orange ornament here that I have die cut and assembled off screen. And we're going to adhere these ghosts coming out above that ornament. This is the inside of the card, and as you know, I love to decorate the inside of my cards also, because I feel like it's only half finished if we don't do the inside also. Next, we're going to take a sentiment from the Boo Dance Party, and I'm going to be very daring here, and I'm going to use an acrylic block to do my stamping for that sentiment. I do stamp it a few times on a piece of scrap cardstock to make sure it is well inked and that I have the right amount of pressure to get a nice crisp image. And that's it. That's my entire card. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that now. And if you're interested in any of the products that I used today, check that description box below. Until next time, here are a couple more videos I thought you might enjoy. Bye-bye.